Hello and welcome back. Today I thought we'd start doing FIFA Formula 1 24. Got FIFA on the brain here. I've had it for a few weeks, had a little play with it, had a few issues with a GPU driver which was crashing the game, so I had to roll back to versions. So I went back to March or something and it seemed to fix it. I've now got a RTX 5070 installed, so just testing that out, making sure that's all okay and everything seems to work fine. Getting through most of the games, checking them, and graphics is quite good. Definitely improvements. Also now when I do flying, I don't get all that tearing going on, screen tearing. It's just nice. So that's where we are. So we're going to make a start on this, and we're going to do, I can't remember what the first race is, Bahrain I think, and then I've had to miss out the very beginning of it because the game doesn't seem to like being recorded, so I've had to go through a certain way to do it to make it record, which is fun. So I've done that, testing out my steering wheel with it. That's a bit iffy with 24, not a problem with 23. 24 has been a bit iffy with my steering wheel, I don't know why. We'll see how we get on. So I'm going to move over as I can yak all night and we'll see how we get on. Okay, well this is F124. I'm just going to be loading in for my career. I'm Russell. The reason I've had to do it this way is because I had so much issue trying to get this sorted out and missing out the first cutscenes that I thought I'd start from this point here and getting everything sort of set up. So I'm fingers crossed that I get the bits and pieces sorted. So we'll see. Right, so I just wait for it to load in. George Russell, I said it is. So we're starting from season 1. I've had this little while, not really had much to do with it. I've just, like I said, I've just got my 5070 plugged in, so I just wanted to see what it was going to do, see how good it is, and whether it's any good. There we go, this is our office. Lewis and George getting to their benches. Yes, so what we'll do, we'll go through the whole lot. I mean, I've got it set up for quite a bit to do, so we'll go through the practice. We've got a medium, so qualifying, that's going to all be full on. There's going to be a 20 lap race. So we'll go set it all up. There's a lot of loading goes on to start with as you build up. So this is one of 24 races, so it's a long season.
The long wait is over. This is it, a brand new season. And before the show gets well and truly underway, we've got the all-important matter of a free practice session. It's great to be back. It's so exciting to be here at a new season. Plenty for the drivers to get their heads around. What will be going through their minds right now?
The faster you can work around the circuit conditions and get the car tailored to your liking, the better, and then you can just focus on the job in hand in terms of lap times. But first of all, you've got to get the car feeling right.
Okay mate, this is the first running of the real car. Now I know it's a big ask, but let's get some useful data and get you used to how the practice sessions work. Let's start the season as we mean to go on, eh? I know we can have a great year, so let's go.
Get through the garage tutorial, we don't need that. It's basically self-explanatory. You just have a look at this, the info, session info, and you can just check, see if we've got hard tyres, which I'm happy with. We'll try those, just have a run out and see what we do. So basically, go to track and we'll drive out.
There'll be a lack of rubber out on track, so take it easy for the first couple of laps.
Okay, steering wheel seems to be operating okay. You don't have to have the rear view mirror on. If you don't want to, you can turn that off. I thought I'd have it. You don't have to have all these driving aids on, you can actually turn it all off and do it proper if you want to, but I don't do much Formula 1, so I would leave them on for now to get used to the tracks. This is normally the corner that kills me. The kind of lap we can put in on the hards. Damage is on, so if we do hit anybody, we do get damage. Gasly's obviously on a timed lap as well. Alright, Bottas is slowing us down. All over the back of him, but can't do much about it. Okay.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
But we missed that corner up. You don't have to do a full, you can do a medium race, you can do a short race which is 5 laps. I've gone for a bit bigger this time. There we go. And what I normally do is I do that, just test that out, and then I'll probably accelerate time and then move into practice 2. Things really don't get that important until probably qualifying. And then we can go back here, we can see who's doing what, just accelerate the time. It's 21 minutes left on here, so. Spherical best, yeah, we're miles off that, so not too fast. Don't want to show our colours straight away and show how fast we are. There's a couple out there on flying laps. They're still there at the moment, but probably by the end of this session, it's only 4 minutes. Well, we might still be at the top. Good for the points. And we're going to advance.
What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Then we're going to move into practice 2, which is, I think, dusk. See how that pans out, really. I'm testing my mic out as well because I've made a few adjustments and it's probably, I think it probably got too strong. Like I say, there's a bit of loading going on. And then you just go in here, pick your next one. Practice 2. You can skip them, but you lose points. And go to track. You can go to quick practice, but that also loses you points, and then you don't really get the position you want to get. But we should be on different tyres. We're on mediums this time. So we'll just get to the track early.
Track's green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temp and get yourself in the zone.
It's definitely grey. Right. And we're going to do it all again.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
We get to see what kind of wear we're getting as well. Okay, 135. I think we could do better than that. Oh, baby, going to green. We're close. Okay, that's pretty good.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
There's a bit of route through that one. There we go, we'll see how we're doing. It's a P1. So we're on P1, that's pretty good. obviously you've got your battery that runs as well, and your DSR and all that, DRS and all that works. I mean, I find 24 better than 23 by quite a way. So we can go to that one, and then accelerate time, 134.47, it's well far, is it? So once again, I think we can accelerate time. The only thing I've done with this, if anybody does buy F1 24 and you're having problems with getting to the podium cutscene and the game completely crashing, is roll back your NVIDIA GPU RTX drives to March of this year, and that's what I had to do, and it works fine. It took a little while. I kept wondering, thinking, oh, something wrong with this game, but it was actually the graphics card drivers that did it. So leveled up again.
And if today's practice is anything to go by, we're in for an exceptional weekend of Formula One.
Alright, so we've got just the third practice session to go. It'd be pretty much, I do the same thing. I go run through it, get where I get to. If I'm happy where I am, then because it's a practice session, I just, right, okay, move on to the next one, get to qualifying. You can go and change your car setup. It's all in your garage menus. You just go to the top and you can do the complete setup change if you want to put more downforce on, make the car faster or whatever, you know, lighten the car by doing certain things. If I now go into that, don't do practice 3, you can actually change it if you want. But we will go and do it. So if we go into here, along those tops there, you can see you've got different things here, and there is one to change all your settings if you want to. In here you can change your car setup. It just gives you all your information you need to know. So let's come out of there. Oh, I did want to go actually before I go to the track. I think it should be softs this time. Yeah, we're trying all 3. Let's go to the track.
Get a few laps under our belt.
Yeah, looked like that was Verstappen just disappearing off there. Oh, it's Perez. He's moved the other way. Okay, let's see what kind of lap we can put in. Takes you offline a bit, but got past him. .135.98, that's pretty bad. Attack that corner. That's better than 134s. We'll do one more lap and then we'll there we get on. We'll quick through there this time, but we'll see how we go. There we go, 133.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Handy to do this as well, so you get used to braking behind the cars as well. You don't cause damage. Yeah, we get quite close by attacking that corner. Just coming out, it messes up a bit. It sort of get you close enough for DRS. So we'll see how we did with time. Will we P1 again? Yeah. I've been having trouble also setting this up to record. It really don't like this game, so it's took a bit to get it done. It's about my fourth attempt. But we're going to go through a season. I'll see how we get on. See if we can win the World Championship. What's that? 133.714. Oh, look at that! 100 for the second off of the best time, theoretically. No one's going to get close to that. They're already 5 seconds behind already. You'll see those times come down before this is over, I think. A lot of them are in garage, a lot of them flying laps. The Stappen normally pulls it out of the bag. We'll see that he's in the garage, so he's not too bothered. There you go. It's only practice, so I guess stand-ins don't really mean a lot.
Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
And then we're going to move into qualifying. We're going to get our points and what have you. Well, that was good experience. 100. I'm going to moan at that. And I've got to get to 89, which is going to take me a bit, but that's the whole season, so as long as we keep projecting up that way, it should be doable. The more races you win, obviously the more points you get, so you improve better. You do get asked to join other companies or other groups, so they do come and try and poach you. So it's good in that sense as well. There's a bit of backstory and a bit of everything to it, which is quite nice. So let's have a look. So we're going to go qualifying, and the qualifying is a full qualifying as well. So that'll be you have to qualify through the 3 different qualifiers. So you can see it already like 34 minutes into the video, and there's quite a lot going on. So it's one race is probably one evening.
Well, as the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Alright, this is a one-off shootout, is it? Okay. So this is going to be fun. Let's...
Okay, that's all the checks complete. We're ready to go.
So let's go get our qualifying lap. go. So we go past the start line. We'll start our timings now. Well, 1:32. We'll do one more lap and see how we get on. I think the clerk might just buggered us up there.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
We'll give it a go and see how we get on. Yeah, but get some more out of attacking that corner. I'll get this one right and we're laughing. Oh, very wide on that. Yeah, I thought I was going to lose time there. I don't think we're going to beat that time, but
Understood. Stopping this lap.
we have to go out again, we will. Lovely. So what we are, that's a minute P1 at the moment. Just need to see how close we are to the track record. That way, that tells us, indicates whether we've done enough to get through qualifying one at least. Should be in top 10 easy. So 1:32.807, oh not bad. So we'll speed up time, see how we get on. It's only qualifying once, so we should make it. We're a lot faster than any other car. I think for the first one it's top 15, I think, then top 10 in the next one. And at the bottom it just gives you all your details about what the temperatures on track are and that. Right. Then we'll just advance to the next training. Practice, or qualifying. We'll get there in a minute. Okay, right, then we can have a look. See what we're going out on this time. Softs, yeah, that'll do. Alright, we'll go out.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track.
Hopefully we get some clear track. As you can see, it's getting night time now. You must be qualifying time up, mate. Keeping 136. Oh, 134, that's good. One more lap, then we'll see what we can do.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Gardner's up there. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
So we never got more in the tank. We're in P1 still. We've probably done enough, we'll see. Let's have a look. Let's just speed it up a bit. So we got a little bit in hands. I'm 34.182. Wow. So we're bang on the limits of the track. On 30 degrees, 24 air. Yeah, by far the fastest. So now we want to advance to the last bit. Let's see how we get on. The last qualifying round. And we're just going to go straight out.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
Got softs on by the looks of it. Yep, softs. Oh, there's always someone in front of me. There's someone behind me. Oh, okay. Thank you, Perez. Be a bit careful going up on those bumps as well, because you can damage the wing. There we go for a qualifying lap. Pray for a clear track. Healthy. And it's a choice whether you just go for another qualifier or just call it. I think I'm going to call it.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Try and save the car as much as you can.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
Sorry about that, just had to take my top off, I was getting a bit warm. So we can see what kind of, we're done with that. Right. Hold on a second. I'll whack the light on, it's getting dark. Okay, let's have a look in there. So, 132, 140, yeah, we were okay. I think we'll go with that. And then we get pole position points. 75 for the entire session, so it's good.
Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
So Hamilton made 5th, my teammate. And then we'll end up now for the race proper. I think he's set for formation lap. Oh yeah, beaten rival. Get some points. Rating's gone up a bit. That's the idea, you've got to get your rating up. If you get your rating up, then they'll ask you for a contract for the next year, or like I say, you do sometimes get other teams come in and try and make you a deal. I tend to stick with the team for the year and then make the decision at the end. Unless it's something like Ferrari or whatever, but Mercedes is good. I think I was driving for Haas in my first load, and then when I had all these problems come on, I thought I had to delete that and then start everything again, so I had to start from the beginning. So, 20 laps, I think, in the race, so this should be interesting. Tiring. Let's take it out of you. Now I've got my RTX 5070 fitted. This, well, this has always played well, but ETS is playing a lot better.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Zhou, Ricciardo and Logan Sargent. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. Now, Ant, as much as I like testing, and I do love testing, and I've really enjoyed the build-up here and all the speculation, I really want to see some action. And finally today, we get some proper action on the track.
You're going to definitely see action, Crofty. Everyone's G'd up for this one. They've done the testing, like you say. The drivers will be revving inside, heart rates going, trying to burst out their chest at this moment. With that anticipation, who's got the speed? We're going to learn now, once and for all.
Well, mate, pole position is a great way to start the season, but as you know, there's no points for pole. Now we've got to go and take the win.
Yeah, and barring any big mistakes, we should be able to get this. So we're going to start the race. Formation up.
Radio check.
Get him up to highest gear I can.
Okay, how was that pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well. No rain expected, no rain expected for the time being.
There we are, get those brakes nice and working. I don't want to pull away too far. Back them all up a bit. Now we have to get a good stop on here.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
And the start's always a
Okay,
crucial
so
one.
that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient and watch for those lights.
I've got the line, so we should be right. I have to keep an eye on my tyres, make sure I don't wear them out too early. Oh, missed that one because I'm trying to mess around the steering wheel. Oh, we got a gap there already. The fastest lap will be slow.
We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
After a flying start, as long as we don't have any mechanical failures, we should be alright.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Oh, now we can try and work on our pit stop. And make sure we've got plenty of gap for trying to keep position.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race. We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
I'm losing some grip at the back. Yeah, I had to step off there a little bit. The tyres are starting to go. Got last minute, have a couple of more laps. Yeah, they're starting to go.
Push now, we're boxing this lap. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap. Okay, George, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go. Lewis is in the pits now. Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
really smooth. Mercedes will no doubt be very happy with that stop.
And Lando Norris, where are
Okay,
you?
don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop. Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, George, we've got more fuel in hand than we need, so let's push and use it all up.
There you go, that corner sorted out.
job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
So I'm going to be picking up a back marker soon.
Okay, mate, that still wasn't quite what we needed, I'm afraid, but look, let's move on. Get your head down and chin up and focus till the end of the race.
He put up a bit of a fight there. Up to Albon. I'll see if we can get him sorted out next.
Okay, George, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. Let's try and close up the difference.
I'm in the middle of
between
traffic, mate. What do you expect? Oh, I think you're blowing the gasket, mate.
them. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Run a bit wide there.
Okay, clear.
Oh, Lance Stroll. Oh.
Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Coming too deep on that corner. Pushing too hard now. Oh, he's right up my backside. What's on the corner? And there's my teammate.
Okay, really, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Had a brake light there. No damage now, no damage. That's why I went wide. Ooh. Nearly. Chugga track coming up.
Come on! Yes! Yes! Woo! Yes, guys! Oh my god!
And the best of British and the
This is where it
best
used to
on the
crash.
track. It's George Russell who wins.
This is where you hold your breath, bated breath.
Well, all that off-season work clearly paying off here today, Crofty. A brilliant way to start the season with a solid victory. It's a real good confidence boost as well, and you feel like that's going to really propel them forward through to the next race coming up.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
Oh, right. Let's see what score we get. Oh, big score.
After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the
I've lapped all
excitement
up to,
of Formula
Norris.
One.
Wow, that was fast. And we'll have a quick look at the standings. The Hamilton coming with points as well. Pretty good. I think normally we go to the house, to this lovely pad of ours. After we get our score, so look at that, experience went shooting up there. Good. So we're at 50% on the decisions. I think it'll take us back to the house. There we go. Fingers crossed this gets through. No more issues. So yeah, it's nearly a 2-hour session, but there we go. This is our lovely pad that we live in. And then you'd advance from there to your next one, and then go back through again. So I'm going to leave it there, and say thanks for watching, and until next time. So I'll probably do the next race. I'll do one race a week or something. It'll take us on for quite a while. Okay then, so enjoy what's left of the weekend, and I'll see you again soon.
Hello, if you like what you've seen, why don't you just hit the subscribe button and help me grow this channel. Thanks for watching and for your support.